Good morning, wherever you are in Africa. Thank you very much. This is from the Political Command Center of the Legacy Trend. Thank you very much. Good morning, Africa. Good morning, all of you watching us on Punchline Africa Television, the only television that talks about Africa, the television that engages Africans on African issues and diaspora. Whatever you call it, thank you very much. This week has been very hectic. And this television has done wonders. And I want to just thank the panel that has been on. It's 10 years today, Kenya, in the constitution was brought into the surface of planet Earth, given to Kenyans. How good, how bad, how ugly is it? But that is the topic for the next one top of the hour. For now, we want to look at President Uhuru Kenyatta's speech. Yesterday, he addressed the nation. Several things that Punchline Africa had been talking about. Several things that the panel here has been talking about. What can be done? We got concessions, very good concessions, especially me who traveled to Mombasa and saw that the beer was missing. The beer was returned. Those who don't drink like Mr. Professor Onyari and Miriam, you miss a lot of oxygen.
No. You still miss a lot.
No, you take water. That means you don't take anything. Water is natural. You must take something which is artificial. Extraordinary activities require extraordinary men and women of courage. Thank you very much. President Uhuru Kenyatta looked at us and I said, my travel in Mombasa was very excellent, Your Excellency. The recommendation of Sarova's White Sands Hotel, the best food that I have ever seen. Woo! But it lacked some wine to push it down and a cognac. Mr. President, you did a great job. For me, that is one of the things outstanding. But before we go anywhere further, this Punchline Africa this morning, the legacy trend. Before we start discussing the president's speech from the point of a legacy trend, what legacy is there? Are we on course? Yes. Let's see what Miriam has for us in the studio. And with the panel, Professor Onyari and Karen from Malindi, Professor Onyari from Nairobi, Miriam Hassel from Nairobi, from the legacy trend headquarters, which is the political command center of all the Punchline as the ocean go. You see it going, where does it go? I was in Mombasa on Saturday having a tea and a coffee with friends, very many who live there, and I asked one question. They never answered me. Maybe you who lives near the ocean will you tell me today where this ocean goes, then later on it starts coming. Are you sure it doesn't go somewhere? Where does it go? Where is that big hole that swallows that whole water? Where does it go to fill the water? Any marine biologist who is available here, geologist, online, those who can talk to us, tell us where this ocean goes. Over to you, Miriam. Let's crack the matter. Thank you very much, Punchline Africa Television, the only television that sings, talks online, and now being picked up by several television stations worldwide. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much there, Doctor, for that introduction. Karen from Alinda, very good morning to you, and thank you for joining us today.
Miriam, good morning, a very good morning, and Daktari, good morning. Professor Jared, good morning. This is Karen Jotas from Malindi. Thanks for having me on the show.
All right, very well. And Professor Jared Onyari, I saw you there when doctor was trying to say we are missing out. We're just fine. Jesus and tea works just fine for us. Good morning, Professor.
Thank you so much, Miriam. Good morning, Miriam and Dr. Masanga, Karen Josephs, and our viewers from the rest of the world.
All right, very well. So before we get into this conversation, and we have so much to talk about this morning from President Uhuru Kenyatta's speech, a lot of very important things that he mentioned there. And as Doc has put it, today Kenya, we celebrate 10 years after the promulgation of the Kenyan Constitution in 2010, and what needs to be changed and all that. So that is a conversation that Doc will lead us. But first off, let's see where we stand this morning in regards to the statistics of COVID-19 here in the country. And Kenya's confirmed cases this morning is at 33,016. The death toll is 564. Recoveries is 19,296. And Uganda, the cases is 2,524. 26 people have died. Recoveries is 1,268. And also South Africa, 615,701. The death toll is 13,502. Recoveries is 525,242. And the total cases in Africa this morning is 1.2 million cases over, plus a couple of other cases on top of that. And the death toll in Africa is 28,491. Recovery so far stands at 931,018. And of course, the global figures are over 24.3 million people so far. So let's just leave that alone for now, because we have so much to look at. Doctor, yesterday, while President Uhuru Kenyatta was talking, we will just look at it, even because I know that is what is dominating the Kenya's newspapers this morning. What stood out for you?
Thank you very much. Graft family loses looted NYS money. Stood out for me on corruption on the newspapers. Uhuru sets stage for referendum. Hallelujah. We said here it was coming. Trouble in paradise for Obado and the Giritas. Revealed money trail that nailed Obado and the 4 children. Thank you very much, Miriam. What stood out for me yesterday was the president preparing the road to Jerusalem. You are either with him or you are out. There's no shortcut here. Either you are with the president or you are out. Toka. Unangojea nini bwana? Wewe umeanza siasa. The deputy president has started. You have seen the headline now on the Star. Breaking news. He's going to the coast to meet the grassroots. You know, contrary to the program of the president. So what is it that we are waiting for? Bring it on. Bring it on. If people are not speaking the truth, we shall speak the truth. President Uhuru Kenyatta's speech yesterday gave a lot of relief. If there was any money taken by COVID fraudsters, let them pay the price. But let them pay the price when we have a money trail well organized like Obado, where the money was, who banked it, who paid what, who collected, what was the price. My explanation yesterday on various television stations, including one of CATS, which we can play if you want. Stephen collected. My explanation yesterday is variation of pricing, variation in production, variation in supply, variation in demand. If you look at those chapters, those 3 or 4 factors, those factors will explain to you from the legacy point of view that yes, those who collected masks, who bought, who went out, who hired planes. Remember, you needed to pay money in advance for a plane to fly. during the COVID, the beginning of COVID, situation was so bad. America booked all the ventilators in the world. Even sent out CIA agents. They were no longer doing CIA job. They were doing where can we find ventilators to buy? Where can we find masks? I want to tell the people of Kenya that, look, at times we fight a war which is not our war. We fight a negative war. We don't leave the agencies to do their job. Let the DCI bring us a report, the ESCC. Let's look at the report. These names will not hide. They were done by the chairman, manager of the company called KEPSA, or KEMSA, or KEPSA, whatever you call it. Then let this man stand trial. But blanket condemnation of the president's family, bringing in the president's name, is not a solution for Kenya today. And you cannot tell us because you stole, therefore those who are stealing also should be treated, yet you said that is there evidence. When we try to ask about Emerald and Kemerol, dam money, the deputy president told us, hello, where is the money? These people are flat liars. The word used was a flat lie. Now, why do you want to reach your friends? We are not saying there is no money lost. We want to know. We don't even know how much money was lost. Because from the government point of view, they only released 1.5 billion to KEMSA. So where are these people getting these figures? It is not 43 billion lost by KEMSA. We are misunderstanding each and every situation simply because we want to gain mileage. Time has come, therefore, that mileage should not be used against crimes committed economically. Time has come also with good story coming up of Greeters losing 400 million of their property. Some people will fear to touch government money. The governments in Africa have become the source of richness. You leave private sector, you come to government to steal. No, the trend must change. The trend must change. Miriam, I echoed yesterday, and I went further to echo further the situation on another television station. I said, if one of my children is thieving, I will not accept him to thieve along with me. Let them attack me. Then she comes to bring me porridge at the police station. How can you be arrested with your children? How do your sons-in-law? No, let me ask you this question. How do the sons-in-law, the sons-in-law come to see you in a cell with your children, with your daughter, big, tall, beautiful, like those ones, tall, they are like, I don't want to say it, but beautiful daughters, all of them. How do your son-in-law comes to see you? You are seated with your daughter, all of you stole. Huh? Okay, your in-laws, the in-laws where your son, where your daughter got married, how do they come to see you in the cell? Miriam, I want to tell you again. One of my daughters is married somewhere. But every time they tell me to go, I say I am not the one who was married. I'm not the one whom the man married. Don't bring me chaos. The man did not marry me. The man married you. The biggest mistake you can make as a father or a mother is to follow where your son has married and go and stay. Some of the parents in Africa inconvenience their daughters and their sons-in-law. Wanaenda huko wanakaa na suitcase 10. Na ya nini? Mimi David Masanga. Oh my friend, did you marry me? You married Miriam, not Matanga. So don't expect me to come begging. Wachana! And I've told Miriam, if I find you with a helicopter, never come to my grave. Because I believe in grave, I'll even come back very fast. As a spirit, yes.
And for those who don't know, Doctor, his firstborn.
No, listen to me.
He's also named Miriam. You know, people might not know that you have a daughter named Miriam. It's not me. It's his daughter he's talking about.
No, don't worry.
Yes.
But I have a daughter. They know very well. You can even be my daughter. You are my daughter.
Yes, yes, age-wise.
Yes, you are the same age of my daughter. Actually, slightly. My daughter might be slightly older.
Yes. So we shared name. Yes.
So you are my daughter, but it's not you. Yeah? And you are not out for sale. Whoever is looking at you, she's not out for sale.
Let's come back to Ngiritas now.
Yes. Because anybody thinking you are manga huko, there's no sale here. She's on her own, independently.
All right.
She's married to Punchline Africa television.
Let's leave that
and
alone.
That's where she is. Thank you. So, Miriam, the point I was trying to make, jokingly, is you did not marry me. You married my daughter. So why do I carry my suitcase to come to you to beg? What about tomorrow if you are not in power? Then they come and take my little things. No, I don't want. I said, don't. So for me, Obado has ashamed me as a parent. Coming back to the president's speech, I told you the Constitution. Anybody in Africa listening to me, and I want people to listen to me today, any country conducting business elections during COVID-19 is going to experience the worst political nightmare. I'm not a prophet from Elijah or related to them, but I'm related to them by religion. My vision has told me I'm happy I persuaded the messenger to get out. Yes, and I want to confess here. Said, don't take part in this. Watch out. You see, when you want good things, don't panic. Time is going to come when these Ugandans will want you, isn't it? When the Tanzanians will want you, they will see the advantage of a scientific election. They will want you more. If you have been gongered on a physical election, umegongwa, wanakuiba in a physical, a well-campaigned, material helicoptered meeting in the masses election. How about a scientific one, which is remote controlled by a laptop? Hey, have you seen this? It's remote controlled by a laptop. How can that be an election? President Keita of Mali must be regretting. So I'm coming to the point to buttress my point. of President Uhuru Kenyatta yesterday, that our country, the country Kenya needs reorganization, rearrangement, in order to facilitate quick service delivery. I liked the way he set the tone. It is only people who pass through school who could not understand, but those who went to school could understand. And others in the masses. That's why we are here explaining for us in the masses. We are explaining now to the masses that the danger is all the projects since March have stalled. The whole year, most governments in Africa and Europe have been tackling only COVID-19. Therefore, a sensible government, a sensible leader, a sensible population will agree with the suggestion that they can move these elections. Because today, remember what Krigler said. Miriam, I'm about to finish mine, then I will not speak again. Today, remember what Krigler told the people. Krigler told you that never try any election in Kenya when you have not prepared 24 months before another election. This Constitution of the Republic of Kenya came about because there were anomalies. There were anomalies that led to death of 1,300 people who were killed in cold blood. Those anomalies have caused us the problem that brought up the Constitution. Therefore, I submit that President Uhuru Kenyatta set a pace, which is one of the headlines. Prepare for the BBI. They collected all suggestions. There you are. They will throw them to you. Perhaps today, perhaps tomorrow, perhaps any other time, they will throw them out. Let Kenyans decide on contentious issues, on the bills, the bill that will be brought to Parliament to pass the question of a referendum. But before you do that, you must first have the question of the IEBC sorted out. I am of the opinion again, and I ask the president, don't try any electoral system before Mr. Chebukati and the group exit the electoral process. It will bring another chaos that people are not interested in. Thank you.
All right, very well there. Professor, yesterday, President Uhuru Kenyatta touched on a couple of things that I think are of very much importance. But before perhaps getting your opinion on that, something that Doctor has already talked about, we saw yesterday 2 mega graft cases being prosecuted in our courts. And, this is something that Kenyans have been following very much. And graft family losers looted NYS riches, that is on the Daily Nation. And also Obado, he was arrested together with his 4 children and also the Ngirita family. It's a whole family that was involved in graft. And I think yesterday we talked about this obsession and the new trend that we see is not just one person in a family that decides to engage in corruption, but they bring along all their family members. And I think this is a very dangerous trend. But these cases, as they are, and even as the DPP suggested that all the ill-gotten wealth, because they're not able to, the court say in the case of the Ngiritas, they're not able to show how they got this wealth, the lands, the houses, the cars, and so it will be recovered and given back to the state. These very 2 cases, and of course, I'm sure a lot of governors right now are worried because so many of reports from the counties. The former Auditor General, when he was auditing the counties, he realized a lot of monies could not even be accounted for. So I know a lot of them are jittery, seeing what is happening here with Obado. These two cases, Prof, before we get into President Uhuru Kenyatta's speech, what can people learn from this in regards to corruption and the fight against corruption in the country?
Miriam, thank you for that question, and let me have this to say. Corruption and crime doesn't pay. It will even take the right to things that which God has given you. So as I proceed forward to make my point, look at Ingritas, the whole family. Look at Obados, the whole family. Look even the Ferdinand Waitito, the family. And Miriam, you know, I promote family spirit. Family spirit in the sense that what do we teach our children? The Bible tells us that we teach our children, we keep on telling them, and they tell them from generation to generation. You know, Dr. Masanga has pleaded a case. How do you feel that you are being pandered all the way from Kisii to Nairobi together with your daughters? They didn't steal. They didn't come out with this scandal. They only found money being sent to them. And in fact, to be very honest, they should be able to leave those children go their way. Because it's the father who transferred the money to them. Do you question your father where he has brought the money? So that we take all the money and we deal with you. But I want to say that crime does not pay. We are teaching bad manners to our children. What are they learning? That my dad will go and steal? Miriam, you don't know when you have been denied your liberty. Now that those children are in a cell, what are they thinking about their dad? In fact, even Dr. Masanga has really demonstrated. I hope that the sons who are married from that home, they were not also the beneficiaries. So what I want to say, Miriam, crime does not pay, and let them just hear this. I like the story of Zacchaeus in the Bible. All the things he got them corruptly, he returned to the owner 4 times. They're the Obados and other governors who have taken the money of Kenya. Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission is not of the interest to go and jail you. There's asset and recovery. Can they bring what they took from the people of Kenya and return and they enjoy their liberty? Let them wait. Let them wait. They get a ruling like the one the match that Juma gave Waruke, they will be shocked. You don't do that when the people give you honor to take care of their assets and to be in office and you go to steal from them. How many people have died in Migori? Simply because the government of the county of Migori cannot be able to fix facilities in the hospital, buy them medicine. So Miriam, it's very unfortunate. We parents, we are teaching bad manners to our children, and that's how we destroy the society. How do we appear before the world that you want to be safe to steal with your children? Why can't you steal with other people? Miriam, that one I'm so upset, to be very honest.
Yes, and Professor, there you're saying perhaps the children should be let go. I think the children are over 18 years old, so I think they had a reason. They could have questioned the father, and if not, then the law says...
your son or your child, when you buy bread, they cannot ask you where you got the money.
When you're found with stolen property, whether you got it innocently or not, the law still is on your case there, handling stolen property. So I don't know if they'll be able to escape the law there, but I think this should be a lesson. I don't know if especially our governors and our politicians, this is enough lesson for them. Did they ever learn from what happened to Waititu, the case that is now even on court of our current governor for Nairobi and others, and now Obado was arrested yesterday. Quite embarrassing images there. Karen, can we learn anything from this? And I know our corruption laws that handle economic crimes are not as perhaps good as they are, but something seems to be working, and this is something perhaps that should should encourage the fight against corruption is headed towards the right direction. What do you think?
Well, from that whole thing that happened that involves Mr. Obado, I think we are getting to a point where we're questioning the kind of upbringing we offering to our children. As a parent, you should always, there's some things you should be against. But when you are agreeing, you show to people and even your kids that this is okay, then that's not the right upbringing. And as Professor said, we're teaching our children bad manners. So it begins from the house. Before we fight corruption outside there, then we should show our children that we're against it. So proving it to them that that is okay, it's very wrong. And it also makes us know that it is time. This is time that people are fighting corruption. So those who have been doing it and are still doing it, this is the time, and it has begun. We are fighting it, and there's no looking back. It should, they should get to know that it's time, and it should come to a stop. I know it's going to be gradual, but then it should come to a stop. But they should know that the fight against corruption has just begun, and that's, they're yet to, they are going to see more of these issues, and that should scare them. I don't know why you see somebody else, having to pay more than what he actually took, and you're still taking more. So it should be a lesson learned, and it should be a warning. They should know that it has just begun, and they should know that you can do something for 1,000 years, but you finally get caught. So I know there are people who've done it for like 100 years ago, 50 years ago, and they think they're going to run away from it, but I don't think so. And the fight has just begun. Back to you, Miriam. All
right, thank you so much. And speaking about corruption, of course, President Uhuru Kenyatta yesterday addressed the elephant in the room. A lot has been happening in terms of the corruption in KEMSA there. And I'm just reading straight from President Uhuru Kenyatta's speech yesterday, his 11th speech since we first recorded COVID-19 in the country. So this is what he said. Following the allegations of impropriety of the Kenya Medical Supplies Authority, that is KEMSA, the relevant investigative agency are fully seized with the matter. Given the compelling public interest on the matter, the relevant agencies should expedite the ongoing investigations and conclude the same within 21 days from the date thereof. And so he said, fellow Kenyans, in line with our stated public policy on zero tolerance on corruption, all persons found to be prima facie culpable as a result of these investigations should be brought to book, notwithstanding the public office they hold or their political or social status. Professor, I know you've been quite you've been quite insisting on the speedy investigations on some of these cases involving corruption. President Uhuru Kenyatta has even made it much quicker. He said within 21 days, the EACC, the DPP, the DCA, all the officers involved in these investigations on the money that is said to have been lost there through KEMSA must bring us a report. As President Uhuru Kenyatta there noted, this is a matter that is of great public response. Prof.
At first, the president has pronounced himself, but Miriam, get it from me that there is no need for us to put public servants in investigative agencies and under pressure to give us result within that stipulated time. Chances are they may give us good job, or likely they may want to give out the report. So let us have the institutions which have been charged.
Yeah. Yes.
Have a credible report. I believe in rule of law, Miriam. And I know the president acted on this because too much politics was coming in. So he had to come in and pronounce himself. We will expect the audit general.
Professor, is it too much politics, or is it public interest? Which one supersedes the other in this case?
Miriam.
Yes.
There is no way you can differentiate public interest and politics. Let me tell you, Miriam, and I always say who bewitched my countrymen, who bewitched our people. How dare you start people going to the streets demonstrating that of COVID money, and we have said there's only 1.1 billion which has been released. Have you seen people going to the street to demonstrate over 21 billion over Kimonere Dam? So you can see politics as crept in. What I wanted to say that I believe in rule of law. I believe in public officers doing their work, which they have been employed to do with no due influence. You know, anti-corruption is an independent body. You don't instruct them on how to do their work because a president has said. So what I'm trying to say, the auditor channel should be able to do its work, give a report. See, like the one for Bado, it did not start yesterday. Medium corruption is complex. You don't just walk in and then you give just a report. But be it as it may, I'm happy that he has pronounced himself that nobody will be spared. Nobody will be spared. And what I want to say, and William let me on record, I am sure that more money has been stolen from other institutions other than KEMSA. So I could even extend to the president to ask for all the reports, all the special audit reports during this time for COVID, because everybody was terrified and was fearful, so that people were doing their things their own way. But be it as it may, I've said that is a good gesture. Let's wait for 21 days. Let's see what kind of report which will come out. And my appeal is to the people, please work to anti-corruption, asset recovery, and return our money. Because our interest of going to court, you put a bond, you take 5 years or 4 years doing the case, does not help the people of Kenya. But on that 1 million, and my advice is this: may we support the president and the prime minister under PPI. They identified corruption so that we fight it together. Let us not be doing things selectively. That you are down today, you want to punch you. And remember, the president has on been record that even if you are his brother and you have involved yourself in corruption, you are on close. That is a strong message, and the president that in our country 1 days, you will see, if there have been people who are involved, you will see the heads rolling.
All right, very well, Karen. Professor there is saying these 21 days are perhaps too soon, and the investigative agencies might not have enough time to really do a proper and thorough investigation. But also President Uhuru Kenyatta there noted, as much as this matter will continue to take much time, the politics that now is per play might really distract from the important things and the core issue here. So maybe that's why he said this investigation should be done as quick as possible, so that to avoid too much politicking around this matter, and also because it's a matter that is of great concern to the Kenyan public. Some of these accusations may be allayed. Don't you think? I don't know. It's 21 days. Is it too soon? Karen. All right, we seem to be... Yes,
Let me
doctor.
come in.
Yes.
Karen seems to have gone. Let me come in.
Okay.
There's something I want to correct here. And I wish Karen was present. Yeah, there she is. Thank you very much, Karen, for coming back. At least the storm is over. I can't believe that. Karen said, brought something very important, upbringing. Professor said the children don't know where you get the money. No, I don't agree, Professor. I don't agree. Why? In your house, you have some people above 18 now. Am I right?
Right.
Yes. Boss, those children who watch you, they are not thieves. They cannot tell you, Father, let's go and no. They will query. Your home is Christian home. My children, they query me. especially my firstborn daughter, used to query me, Daddy, you bought this car, new car. Where did you get the money? I told you the story whenever I could drive out. Another Muzungu would come to my house, the neighbor, to ask, where does your daddy work? So from there, at the age of about 14, 15, my daughter was open, the eyes got open. She said, why does this Muzungu ask daddy? Who left? The Muzungu comes. Until one day I found her in my house, the lady. She's the wife of the judge in the High Court of Britain. I said, what? Oh, you went to see me? No, I came to see your daughters. They are very good people, lovely people. Wazungu. Kila mzungu wako intelligence. Anataka kujua pesa. Mimi niko na magari nje. Nilitoa wapi pesa? Because the compound indeed was full of Range Rover, Mercedes. I like this BMW like Wesonga. I had about 6 around there. And all of them taxed. So this Muzungu lady was not, he said, it's strange. And I'm the only black man in the area. So every black man in the area in Britain is looked at as if he's a drug dealer, a mafioso. Luckily enough, I didn't have this big chain like a sonko. Big ones and a fling. I was very modest. So, Miriam, the point I'm making is this. You cannot say Obado's children did not know that the money was stolen. They knew. So it depends in the upbringing. The point I wanted to score for, Karen brought a good point, an upbringing. Your son at that age where she is will ask you, Mommy, how come?
Oh, he asks. He knows. We talk finance.
Yeah, she asks.
Yes.
Isn't it?
He asks a lot.
She would ask. He asks, Mommy, what is going on now? Even when you are poor, the son will say, hey, Daddy, there's a problem, my friend. You used to come with a loss. What has happened? Prof, what has happened? These children ask. Only bad children, bad ones, were easy. They are also thieves. They connive with their fathers. They use the, yes. You want to cover up what? These children of Obado, you should be judged equally the same like the father. Wafungwe, accessory to murder, does not know you did not know about murder.
The handling at stolen property, that is a crime.
That is money is coming. Your father's salary, you know it. The mothers must have told you about how much the father gets.
It's in public.
The governor gets about $1 million shillings a month.
It's in public domain.
So if the father is buying you a house of 200 million, don't you query? How are you going to sleep in a house of 200 million over 10? You are 28 years old. With who? With lizards. With lizards coming to roll on your beds. Hey, wapi. Children knew. They were happy. Lifestyle of the children changed. Especially the boy was high flyer. Wesong, am I wrong? You must have come across him.
Yeah.
Very high flyer. Anataka kumaliza. Sisi wazee na sisi tunapitia huko kucheza disco kidogo. Anataka kumaliza. Why do you want me not to tell the truth?
So, doctor.
Who told you, Miriam, that I don't dance?
I've not said anything. But can we talk about...
I know you want to...
No, I don't want to...
I dance. I go for disco. But yes, I go out and listen to music. Why am I telling a lie?
Yes.
I've not gone out to do anything. I don't pull pistols with people.
Yes.
I don't pull guns. I don't shoot people. I go to listen to
Doctor's
music.
life is colorful, and he lives his life.
Yes,
colorful.
that's why I'm still strong.
But
look at him.
but
I
doctor,
go and dance and the sweat.
yes, but these 21
Hallelujah.
days, these
So
21
you
days,
find these younger boys with their father, they have given them money. They want to beat you. Even they want to snatch even the little you have. Where Songa knows. These boys, when they go to the nightclub, they want even to snatch. They want to snatch what you have. Miriam, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know. I've never been to a club
Yes,
all of my
you
life.
don't know,
But
but
doctor,
now
doctor,
we shall tell you offline. They can snatch. They come in a group.
they snatch
Because
what
this
you
is
drink.
Obado's son. Oh, this is the doctor. Hey. They come in a group. They can even make your life very miserable when you have gone with your wife.
Okay.
And they look at your wife, a beautiful wife. Unaona anaenda kwa toilet wanamfuata. These boys are very bad. Because of money which is looted. Especially that one whose gun was hired there. It's called Obure something. And a flashy gun everywhere. And a flashy, honestly. Unaenda, hey. These younger men, you are saying money. Don't, professor, don't say they didn't know. They knew. How did they know? How were they spending the money? The girl used to fly to Dubai almost every weekend. Kenya Airways crew ladies told me, I've ever seen her on the flight. I'm an investigative journalist. Watch her. And I raise status. Uweza hata kufikia. Walking as if she's on needles. Kutembea kwa sindano. Unajua as if the earth, walking as if the earth is not tight. It's not anywhere. Unajua that African is saying that you walk on needles.
Like a peacock or something.
Huwezi kumfikiria. Professor.
So they knew.
Where if you don't have, if you are not going to spend on Konyaga called Oxo. Mattel Oxo. If you don't spend, and the two of you don't even know what it is.
No, we don't.
But I'm telling you, it is one bottle is 326,000. This is what these youngsters drink. They buy 4 of them. 4 of them is 1.2 million, which builds a house in Bungoma. Finish it and seal it and put piped water. Connect the pipe to the main, steal some water from Bungoma hospital pipe and bring to your house. With 1.2 million rural home, you can't build a house.
Why do you steal? You just a borehole and it.
No, just imagine, because some of these things you can't.
Nowadays you can pipe your borehole. You can pipe your borehole. Okay. Doctor.
Miriam, I'm telling you.
Yes.
A bottle is 327,000.
A packet of milk is 50
of high class. I don't want to tell you more. They buy it on table. Where Songa can tell you. 3 of them. Nasema kunywa. Then they don't like women who are big. They like slender, slim, tall. That is what their specialty is. Like 10 of them. Then you tell me they are not aware of where the money is coming from. 10 women I swear in the name of
Sorry,
God.
you didn't get to me.
I remember there was a time I was in a club with one of the Western Kenya governor's son, and he was with only 2 people, and he bought 10 bottles of whiskey, very expensive whiskey, and he could not even finish. Once they were done, he took some and gave it to the strangers who were around the club. So that is the kind of stuff that Doc is talking about, and it happens. If you go to Kilimani, that is the business of the day.
All right.
That's why Kilimani,
Yes.
Kilimani now is becoming the centerpiece, a big center
It's a thug
of
haven.
crime,
Yes, it's a crime haven.
drugs, bad business, gold, smuggled is around there.
Do you know, Doctor?
You call me for a drink in Kilimani over my father comes back. I'll never go there. They can even steal your car while you are drinking. Fortunately, the car that I use is a Range Rover. It's not stolen. I will just go to the reference number and get it. Range Rover number this. It will come. Watakushika.
All right, Daniel. Now that you have, yeah.
Not these Toyotas and the BMWs of Mr. Mr. Wesong.
Sawa.
Yes.
Daniel, thank you and a very good morning to you. Now, yesterday when President Uhuru Kenyatta was making that speech, he mentioned this issue that has been bugging Kenyans a lot, this scandal of money that has been lost in KEPSA, and he said that the investigative authorities, he's given them 21 days from yesterday, and Prof earlier there said that might not be enough time to allow these investigators to piece up the important information that they may be required so that even proper prosecution can happen. There are 21 days. Is it enough time? And President Uhuru Kenyatta pegged that to the fact that this is a matter of very high public interest, and I think the longer it will take, I think more, because now politics has come so much into play, so perhaps it needs this matter solved once and for all so that Kenyans can know the way forward. 21 days, is it too soon?
Yes. Yes, thank you, Miriam. And I think I agree with the president. We need to have some quietude over this matter as soon as possible, and we have to settle it with a finality, because perhaps President, like many of us have observed, has also realized that some players have become now like the victims. You know, they are weeping more even than the bereaved. And these are the people who have been implicated in serious corruption scandals in this country. And yesterday, the president was very keen not to mention names, but he was very categorical, saying that if we fight corruption, let us do it with a lot of genuinity. Let us do it without having any other hidden interest in it and bringing politics into it. So I think for him calling for 21 days, he wanted to perhaps now quell the current situation that we have right now. People who are trying to use this as fodder for political enrichment and propagating 2022 politics. So to me, I believe our investigative agencies are well funded. They have the most competent people in terms of doing investigation, and we have even been fitted by the US for having a very, very competent team of investigators and the DPP. So I believe 21 days they've been called upon by the president will be enough time for them to carry out these investigations and be able to bring to Kenyans a very conclusive report and be able to illuminate whether the money was lost or perhaps it's just a hearsay.
Mm-hmm. All right. So also in regards to COVID-19, of course, President Uhuru Kenyatta noted that Kenyans have been exercising reasonable level of civic responsibility in observing COVID-19 protocols. So he said Kenyans, as much as a lot of us are not really following some of these things, but also a good number of us are following that, and that is kudos. So he congratulated Kenyans for behaving, think well, if that is what he meant. But also I noted the numbers that have gone down. Like yesterday, only 213 cases were reported, with 5 lives that were lost. enforced. And I think I'm one of those people who perhaps were thinking the curfew will be lifted, but they say that will stay for another 30 days. When this continues, the trend of the numbers going low, are we likely to see the next time President Uhuru Kenyatta comes to speak to us, I think in 30 days, that this curfew will be lifted? Is it necessary, this curfew? Is it necessary for it to still be in place, owing to other measures that have been, loosened, Prof?
Miriam,
Yes.
Miriam, we are trying to find on how we are going to behave now. So far, we have extremely behaved very well, and remember the president has said that we are on our own.
I will not say extremely. Have we extremely behaved very well? Maybe relatively well, but extremely. Have you seen Kenyans out here?
Allow me build my case.
Okay.
Allow me build my case.
Go ahead, Professor.
Because you can agree, the way we are behaving today is not the way we were behaving 2 months ago. At least people now have come to realize now, Miriam, that COVID-19 is real, is here with us. And the only way we can be able to, people have been taking it as jokingly. Until now, you can now see that this one has died of COVID, this one has died in COVID. It has dawned to the people's mind that it is a reality. So as much as I say that we have at least behaved, let me just say that one. So in terms on how we have put protocols and how they have been implemented, you see like now the curfew, the opening of the restaurants, we came to 7, he has returned to 8. And eventually, the curfew will be removed, Miriam, because it happens that when it is in the dark, you don't know what people do in the darkness, Miriam. We cannot have the police to supervise them. So that is a good gesture. And Dr. Masanga, the way he has said, you see, they have missed their beer in the restaurants, in the hotels. Now at least he's very happy. Yes. So eventually, after 30 days, let us see what will happen. The curfew will be removed.
Not more knowledge.
Around me.
Yes. Those who sleep early, who drink, sleep early, and they wake up with a new spirit of righteousness. Read Martin Luther.
So Miriam,
the Protestant guy, the German guy, theologian, said those who drink and sleep early. If you drink, you sleep early, and then you wake up with righteousness.
Okay.
Miriam, protect me.
You are protected.
Yes.
You're right.
Give me my time and allow me finish my point. I have never known that those who drink and they wake up early.
They wake up
that
righteous.
One is a subject for debate.
They wake up righteous.
No. You're a school boss.
Doctor.
Go and read Martin Luther.
Yes,
Martin Luther is all the gospel.
Yes, but I don't want to read Martin Luther. I am saying on what I see myself.
Okay.
I have what my own figures about those who drink and what time they wake up. There might be 2 or 3 of people who can be waking up, but most of them, they oversleep. You don't tell me you drink up to 3 a.m. in the night and you can be able to wake up early. No, that one. So Miriam, what I'm trying to say, we are moving on slowly and we are seeing how this COVID is behaving. Eventually, even this curfew will be lifted so that people go to a normal life. So the president is very careful and is well advised, and eventually we'll be able to catch up. That's what I have to say on that, Miriam.
All right, Doc, before you come in with
can I come in and correct and put a position very clear?
Before that correction, Karen has been quiet.
When viewers see us, they should not think we are quarreling.
No. We're having a healthy debate.
Making an argument.
We're having a healthy debate.
Professor is a man who is a champion, who smoothens souls, makes the souls come cleaner. I am a champion of a man who changes souls. I change soul. He cleans them. That's why he's professor. I am just Dr. Masanga. Now, if you look at that comparison, I am the man who delivers these people for the professor to pray for. Every day. And he has done it very well on this program that you can see we are the court of the year. This studio, this panel, we have brought so many bright ideas. Makoha tomorrow will come. I swear Makoha will not release any school.
He better listen to us, Professor Magoha.
He has listened.
Okay, good.
What I do on this phone is to directly, not that way, directly send them from my personal WhatsApp. I have all numbers of the ministers for them to hear this program. That's why you see I get those flyers. If they are not hearing, their PAs are hearing. If you look at the Minister of Health, had Mutahe Kagwe listened to us, this mess would not be there. Miriam, you remember?
Yes.
You and I and the professor, we are on the show. And we said the president needs to run very fast. The cartels are coming. They are going to spoil the good work of COVID-19.
We said it in March. We did say that.
I said it. Then we said it. So we don't have anything. We have no regrets for anybody. Oh, to apologize to who created us?
Good.
Who has created us? Do we feed from people's homes? We look after ourselves, and this internet can be created even in a toilet. Yes, you can go in a good toilet in London and start transmitting. Who's going to stop you? We have not stopped anybody from broadcasting. You broadcast and account directors. My accounts are not generic. The people you see reading my Facebook are real. I am not Itumbi, who has made generic accounts that you have 10,000 people when you are writing nonsense. Some of the accounts are generic. Mine are not. What you see here is real. When I have 100 people, 200 reading my Facebook, I am happy. And the professor, we are happy that way. We have not done generic operations on our account to boost. We are having the real customers, and we have been building the base from the bottom of our hearts. Because of our type of show, we don't read the prompters. There's no prompter here. We have brains here. That's why Professor has a brain, Karen has a brain, Daniel has a brain, Miriam has got one of the most sweetest brains. Yes, and that's why our TV is liked.
Get some water, Karen.
Let's get hallelujah.
No, get some water.
Professor is my editor in education.
Doctor.
I am an editor in cleaning the souls.
Doctor,
He prays for them.
get some water.
For me, I cannot lie that I don't drink beer. I drink. Why I have stayed with a baby face like a dish at the age of 64. 2 months from now, I will be 65 net. Is I drink a pilsner a day, twice. I
Like
don't
in
want to
Georgia.
hide my age.
Like in Georgia.
Yes. Inakupatia nguvu.
Yes, sour.
Don't hide that you are drinking tea. You are that I am a teetotaler. Naenda kufanya vitu ngine. Wewe.
All right.
You drink your tea.
Sour. I'm a
Don't
teetotaler.
harass us.
A proud one. Karen, the president yesterday said that our experts have indicated that levels of positivity rate countrywide have fallen from 13% in June to 8% in August 2020, and the required number for the curve to be able to say that it is flattening is 5% and below. So it seems to be on that trajectory. Yesterday, when President was speaking, were you expecting him to lift up the curfew, or it's okay that it has stayed on?
I didn't expect him to lift the curfew, and it's very okay the way it is, based on the fact that people are still dying, and we're talking of 200, that the number is still quite high. We cannot lift it with that number. So based on the fact that people are still dying, we cannot lift the curfew, and I didn't expect that. So I am glad that he took that step. However, with time, if it gets, much lower than the way it is right now, we can. But so far, it's very necessary that we have the curfew in place the way it was.
All right, very well. So
and the coastal province, from the legacy point of view, scored highly.
Yes, we're doing very well here. Like you said yesterday, there's so much discipline, and I went ahead to tell you that we even have sanitizers outside their homes. If you're to go to a place they call Tana Delta this minute, we have the authorities moving around. Like, you do not have a bucket, you do not have a sanitizer outside your home, then they don't take it easy with you. So with the level of discipline and all of that, we've had very few cases here at the coast.
all right.
I loved it. I was there. Miriam, finally, before you close, I was there. I went. I saw, I conquered.
What did you conquer? No, I don't even want to hear. But
No, I conquered. I ate, I came back. Do I have coffee?
I might be opening a Pandora's box.
I came back very nicely.
Okay.
I slept in a hotel, White Sands, and I want to promote the truth. I want to thank Balala. It is very rare for me to thank that Balala. But today, let me give you my thanks. Continue to discipline the hotels in Mombasa. White Sands Hotel is well disciplined hotel. Everybody in the hotel is on alert. You don't pass the booth. There is somebody standing there to say, here, Mike, wash your hands. Whether you are governor, whether you are minister, whether you are who, they go towards their rooms. There's someone before you go. Before you enter the room, they even give you sanitizer, kwanza. They have alerted the CCTV. So there is nowhere, if you get a problem. And the one thing, Miriam, that I want to say, to emphasize to Kenyans, recording us. Oh, I'd forgotten to tell you this. There is nowhere in Mombasa you cannot show your ID. Unaona? I think Joho, congratulations. Nairobi here, unaingia hoteli kuingia tu. Huko hakuna, they write your ID as they see the picture. Like this. They write what you have carried. Unless you're a terrorist of Al-Shabaab, then you cannot have ID. When I went to the door, my passport, I gave them my passport. They recorded my name. They came and measured my kupu temperature here. I said, do it properly. Place the machine nicely, like this, so that I know. It came nicely. Recorded the temperature. That is the discipline. And Mr. President, please give them more chance. These guys in Mombasa are working hard. I hear somebody is going there today, could spoil, without mask. Are going to address rallies without masks. I hear. I've seen it on the Star newspaper.
But doctor,
You saw it. Someone is flying there to spoil, to collect church leaders again. What is the horror? What the hell is this? That place is so disciplined. Wanataka kuchukua huko ugonjwa. Yes, ninasema ya wazi. They record your name. And if you sit 4 days, like now, without a telephone coming, hello, then you know you are all right, isn't it? Otherwise, isn't it they call after 4 days? They will call you. They say on the aircraft that you wear, can you please come for a check? That's the basis of recording these names. That you are in the hotel, but you seem to have come in contact with one of our employees. The employees of the hotel have never left the hotel for 3 months. They eat, they sleep, they work, they take shifts inside. And let me tell you another thing as we go, maybe I'm finished. Around the perimeter, from the ocean, there are 4 guards. 4 guards with one with a book. So if you come by the beach to enter the hotel from the water of Indian Ocean, your temperature and your name is taken. Up in the front, your temperature, your name, your car number is taken. That is the discipline which has made Mombasa to have very low reproductive problems. That is the way we want people to behave. So that this thing comes to 50, 10, 20. Then what Karen talked about and a nightclub and a curfew is lifted. But if you lift the curfew now, watu wanaenda kusukuma nyama na ugali usiku saa 8. Karioko, wapi tunakufa? Yes, they cook food at 2 in Karioko. I have a point I know there. I go there every night. I pass around here while we are doing the roads.
At 2 p.m., at 2 a.m., people are eating. All right.
Yes, Miriam. For you sleep early, and I don't know what at 2 a.m. you are in America. You are coming back through the spirit of dreams.
Yeah.
Some people like Wesonga are still on the road. You didn't know. Wesonga is on the road up to 3 a.m. Youngsters, Obado's son. He tell you that he was with the governor's son, one of them, from Western. They were hammering 15 bottles of Smirnoff, and there is another drink called Grid of whatever. What is it called?
Glenfiddich.
Yes, Glenfiddich. Whatever. I hate whiskey. Never bring it near me.
All right, let's
David I only drink cognac. The best cognac from VSOP, not Viceroy.
Okay.
That's for students like you and who have just got salary here for a few years. For me, who has lived on this planet Earth, I drink cognac. If it's not there, I lock myself in my house.
All right. So I don't even know the difference, but that's okay. So in a nutshell, before we conclude the show and go and look at a very important thing that President Uhuru Kenyatta also addressed yesterday, that is the need for the change of the constitution. Let's, in a nutshell, see what the president said yesterday. He said that the closure of bars and nightclubs will continue for a further 30 days. However, the prohibition against the sale of alcohol by licensed hotels and residences is vacated. And in the next 30 days, bar owners, in consultation with the Ministry of Health, will develop a self-regulating mechanisms as part of their civic responsibility to their clientele in order to allow the resumption And then the other point, that the closing time for restaurants and eateries, B, is hereby varied by 1 hour from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. active August 27th, that is today. And in accordance with the recommendations of the Interfaith Council, the maximum number of persons permitted to attend funerals and weddings is reviewed upwards to 100, with all in attendance abiding with Ministry of Health protocols. And something else, the ban on sale of second-hand clothing, otherwise known as mutumba, is herewith lifted. Details of how this will be operated and the protocols for the same will be announced by the government on Thursday, that is today. And another point, that the Ministry of Sports, Culture and Heritage and the Ministry of Health will jointly issue guidelines on the gradual resumption of sporting events in Kenya, and also that the nationwide curfew that is currently in force between hours of 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. daily be and is hereby extended by a further 30 days. So in a nutshell, that is what President Uhuru Kenyatta yesterday gave in his 11th speech since Kenya recorded its first COVID-19 case. I will just end the show, but don't go too far. We shall be back with a very important conversation, also part of President Uhuru Kenyatta's address, and that is the need to change Kenya's promulgated constitution in 2010. 10 years later, is there a need for it to be changed? What is good, bad, and perhaps worst in the current constitution? Don't go too far. We shall be right back.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.